Out of
bring
him.
the poor juice boxes here. Can we bring in our guy Juice Springsteen,
we
please?
can bring them in.
Yeah, speaking of
We
things
can
in
do
the
this all
junk
night.
drawer, Juice Springsteen joining us. Can we get the assets right here, please? What are we doing? There we go.
Juice, how are you, sir?
Pretty good, but I mean, you guys are doing great without me. That was a hell of a segment I just walked into.
Well, I'm not used to my wife being home on Mondays, so. And I don't know what was said because I couldn't hear anything, so I'll have to go back and
All
listen.
glowing things, I promise.
Yeah, please don't go back.
Oh, I will listen.
No, don't. She was giving us all your tips and secrets for sexy time.
Juice, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. Great weekend of pro wrestling. It's fall, finally. Depending where you guys are all at, I'm on the East Coast, so we finally got some good weather turning this way. So feels like fall. Finally. You muted? What are you doing up there? Okay.
What are you doing?
The fuck is he doing?
Dude, seriously?
He's all out of sorts.
He's all fucked up.
I'm not all fucked up. Stop. One of you motherfuckers muted my microphone.
That was a mistake. I meant to mute my own and somehow muted yours.
Wait, so you were looking in the mirror, looking at Matt? Like,
bathroom door.
To answer your question, Juice, you may have gotten fall weather, but we are in New Jersey, so we are getting hammered with the nor'eastern.
Oh, wow.
All of us but Handsome Kevin. Handsome Kevin's in Minnesota, and he's waiting for it to get fucking -30 because he likes it
I'm
cold.
surprised it's not frozen up there already.
Getting close.
It'll be frozen up there for SummerSlam next year.
I hope so.
No, who wants? Why do you want that?
They wanted that WrestleMania up there for so long, and that's never going to happen, unfortunately.
Well, we fucked ourselves on that. Well, the guy that runs the goddamn stadium fucked us on that one, but
seems like a hell of a stadium. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like for SummerSlam.
Oh, you coming this way for SummerSlam?
Maybe. I just meant on TV, but I actually might travel that way.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
What I got going on. If AEW comes around to Philly again for a pay-per-view, I might do that. It all depends on drivability. But Minnesota, I've never been to, so
nice spot.
I'll report back in a couple weeks, Juice, because I'm going out there for Handsome Kevin's 40th birthday.
Wow. There you go. Don't go too crazy.
Now, I never do.
I do need to know, Handsome Kevin, the date of your birthday again.
What do you mean the date of it?
I don't know if that could be any clearer of a question.
No, like the day that
you came out of your mother's vagina.
Oh, that day. Yeah, that was that was the 28th.
So you.
Oh my God! Fucking
run no fly. That is unacceptable. I will not take that from a man that shits next to his wife.
Hey, are you the country dude?
I am not for Brundlefly.
So your birthday actually is the same day as the first ever Halloween Havoc.
Oh, segue. Sneaky guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Wow. It just so happens that I don't think it's the same day. What does it go here? October something, but Halloween Havoc 94.
October 20th.
Wear this one for this one. So that's Flair and Hogan in the cage. I wanted to come in and kind of if I was in here just 5 seconds earlier, I could have transitioned from bullet casings or shell casings to the Bullet Club, which was referenced this past weekend with the AJ Styles John Cena match, which if you haven't gone out and watched that match, please do. Highlight of the weekend for me. TNA got so much publicity on all brands of shows this weekend. But I thought that was a really cool touch from Cena to do the Bullet Club, like the introduction for AJ Styles, for him to wear those trunks again. It's just the Dudleys retiring. Like, it's nice. We're kind of closing some chapters across the board for pro wrestling, which is, it's always interesting when it happens. It's nice knowing that a lot of these guys now are kind of choosing when to go out instead of, lasting too long, going too far. You shouldn't wrestle again. Flair having 6 retirements. Terry Funk still not retired, even though he's dead.
Bully Ray on the TV today.
Oh, come on. But I also, Crown Jewel, that was what we all, saw. But what I prefer.
I do have to ask, Juice, did we all see Crown Jewel?
Did we all?
We'll get it. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Oh boy, see Juice last time.
Yeah.
Somebody couldn't figure out how to get WrestlePalooza. He had a little problem with the QR code. So,
And there's a real good goddamn reason. I'll explain later.
all right.
How do you mess up a QR code?
Listen, motherfucker, they're not as simple as they may seem. All right.
He can't
All right,
even
Juice.
find the post
Maybe you,
office.
you goddamn 27-year-old, you're born with an iPhone poking out of your ass. Maybe
Hey.
All right.
I'm 32. I'm born before the internet, during the internet's heyday, and now we all have internet. So I've seen it all. I had dial-up.
But you always had it.
No, not in the late 90s. We were pretty broke.
This guy goes, I had dial up. Do you hear this guy?
Yeah, I hear this motherfucker.
Jesus.
Why are we abusing our guy here?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not. He's a baby in the grand scheme of things. Like,
Oh, yeah. You got, turning 40. I can't say I'm that
turning
close, but I do
40.
wanna- Well,
Jesus.
he was.
Well, answer Kevin. He's the youngest of the four of
Yeah.
us, I think.
Well, I didn't know.
Some of them-
I don't
some
know.
of us are
No,
much older.
Tony's old as shit. Look at him.
Yeah, look at me.
He fucking saw George Hackenschmidt's first match.
That's why my fucking widow's peak is glowing. I can't figure out this lighting shit.
We're getting you a white girl light for Christmas.
I think I have one somewhere. I just can't hook the damn thing up. I need a
You
QR
just can't
code.
remember where it is because you're old.
Don't use a QR code.
It's got to be in the junk drawer.
You got a junk
You
drawer.
got a junk drawer, right?
Oh, I think everybody does. I don't know if
Yeah.
I have shell casings in there, but
Well, that's why we're a little different out here, okay?
that's fair. That's fair. Everybody's
Out here, he's got 6 trees in his yard. He thinks he's a fucking outdoorsman.
Don't enforcement at all. I'm the
Chopping
first
wood.
West
I like when he
out
comes on.
Big
Yeah, I was
Josh.
chopping wood today. fucking
I don't think
Paul
Big
Bunyan.
Josh was. I don't think Big Josh was chopping any wood with that axe.
no,
With that
probably
old
not.
battle axe.
I'm in Lumberjack, baby.
fucking jackal rules. I don't give a shit what anyone says. All right, but Juice is and we will talk some Crown Jewel with Juice. But of course, he's our resident WCW guy, and it's the season, man. We got the leaves are falling off the trees. Everyone's putting out their spooky Halloween decorations, and it always reminds me of Halloween Havoc. And for me, it holds a special place in my heart because 1993 Halloween Havoc was the first WCW pay-per-view I ever ordered, and
Wow.
and it's my favorite Halloween Havoc.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to touch on is kind of gauge where you guys were and what some of your favorite moments, matches, or just pay-per-view. Halloween Havoc pay-per-views as a whole were. And to your point, they just uploaded Halloween Havoc 93 on the WCW channel in its entirety. So you can check that out in all its glory. A lot of good stuff on there. Cactus Jack and Vader, of course. Flair and Rick Rude. A lot of good stuff. The mini movie to start the show.
And then my infinity for Charlie Norris comes from this match. The first match of this pay-per-view is a 6-man with fucking Charlie Norris, Ice Train, and the Shockmaster against Cole and Kane and the Equalizer. I fucking
92 was such an amazing year across the board with talent, and then you see what 93 had, and it's like, well, where did they bring these guys from?
93. So I was telling Tony, I was watching Have a Gimmick, and I was watching some 1993 WCW. And to start off 1993 WCW, it was the Hollywood Blondes against Steamboat and Douglas for the tag titles.
Yeah.
Steamboat's feuding with Dustin Rhodes for the U.S. title, and Barry Windham's feuding with Dustin Rhodes for the U.S. title. Like Sting and Vader was a thing. We had the fucking race to fucking the mountain or whatever.
White Castle of Fear. Yeah.
Like 93 started off really good for WCW.
It really did. And if you want to go back, I touched on this. I want to say, I don't know what show I was on. I'm doing a bunch of these shows, but I talked about Super Brawl 3, and it was in the Vader Sting match. When you rewatch that match, you notice that Vader is bleeding from his shoulders. And people were like, "Oh, well, that was from the strap. He got whipped." If you watch the match intently, Vader goes to the outside, and Harley Race blades Vader's back for him, which is the most unhinged thing I've ever seen. He drags it across his shoulder blades a few times, and then you can, see he comes up and he's got blood on it. I never was thinking that was possible. No one would ever assume that, but a maniac like Vader and an old school guy like Harley Race would make anything happen. So check that out if you're interested in some gore this Halloween. But what about you guys? Some of you other guys have some favorite Halloween Havoc matches, moments, pay-per-views as a whole. I mean, 93 is a unique pick. I enjoy it quite a bit.
So I love the Chamber of Horrors. And it's one of those things that it's so off the wall and bizarre and kind of like it's got this terrible quality that makes it endearing. And that's one that I've always and they kick the show off with it. I
brought that up with Apron Bump when we were talking about Fall Brawl, about how the cage is being suspended and like, we all think about it, but do wrestlers ever think, man, I hope that cage doesn't fall on me? And we were talking about like whether they set up the cage early or what have you. And I brought up Havoc 91. They had to start the show with that Chamber of Horrors because there was no way they were going to try to construct this thing. That's taking up half the show. Yeah, I remember Havoc 94, I think, when they bring the cage down for Flair Hogan. One of the sides of the cage is like lopsided, and they can't get it down the right way. It's wild that we've progressed throughout the years to get to. Well, we just have the entire Elimination Chamber above the damn arena the whole show. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, horrible match, but I love it so fucking much.
Yeah, I think the best. I like Luger and Ron Simmons from that show, that Havoc 91 show. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it's Luger only had a few title defenses in that little run that was spawned from Ric Flair jumping ship with the big gold belt. But that match is pretty good, and it's a little bit of a precursor to see Ron Simmons in the world title scene, where he eventually ends up winning the title the following year. So that's one of my favorites, at least. What about Tony Brundo? Any other interesting Havoc memories or moments?
DDP Goldberg.
Arguably Goldberg's best match, maybe outside of the Scott Steiner Fall Brawl match.
And you felt like DDP actually had a chance, like
for sure.
That's what I mean. Goldberg was just a juggernaut at that point, but DDP really, every time he got heat, like he made it count, hits the diamond cutter, couldn't capitalize. Great stuff.
On a pay-per-view that had Warrior Hogan, that was the saving grace.
Just like the Chamber, for all the wrong reasons, that's a fucking great moment in wrestling history too.
That literally was what I was gonna bring up too, was Warrior Hogan, because I've watched that so many times. I used to love going back and watching terrible wrestling, and that's about as bad as they come.
And they just did a fireball spot on SmackDown. And people are like, oh, I can't believe it. When's the last time I done that? And I'm like, did you watch Halloween Havoc 98 recently? Oh, man.
Well, and I think one of the greatest matches, too, that I think anyone's ever seen, Ray and Eddie at 97. Yeah. I mean, that's
arguably WCW's greatest match they ever put on, I would say. It's pretty cool. And I see Double T, you got the Figure Story shirt, and I know you have figures back there. They're dropping the Ultimate Collection of Rey Mysterio from that match soon, I believe through Target. So if you're interested in that, I would check that out.
Oh, definitely. Is it part of the Monday Night Wars set?
No, because it's via Target, and Walmart houses the Monday Night Wars set, but it's still, I mean, they did that figure recently, but now they're just getting an Ultimate. I think, if you have it, you should upgrade it. If you don't have it, you should grab it. But additionally, I also have, so I mentioned Cactus Jack and Vader. I brought up Hogan, Flair, Goldberg, DDP. Another match that I would bring up to see, Halloween Havoc 95, which everybody remembers for the Yeti. But Brian Pillman, Arn Anderson take on Sting and Ric Flair. Supposed to be Ric Flair. Sting's by himself. And this is when Flair's still kind of buddy. And then here comes Flair by himself in slacks only, no shirt. And he's waiting for the hot tag. It's the hottest tag of all time. Sting, who's exasperated after fighting off 2 guys the whole time, tags him in. He's like sitting in the corner waiting for Flair to do work. He gets in, he struts, and then immediately sucker punches Sting. And it's so funny. And they just beat him down. And that's the beginning of that 4 Horsemen that lasted the last 2 years, 95 to 97.
Tale as old as time. Fucking Sting falls for it. He's such a sucker.
He's so gullible. God love him.
But dude, Flair coming in, doing the strut, doing the dance, and then turn around, whop, that's it, done.
It was so quick. Like he gave it one moment and then just like he does his taunt and
like you couldn't even feel bad for Sting. It was like such a fucking ha moment, you know? Like yeah, fuck Sting.
Jesus.
And but he was stupid enough to get Flair in his corner, you know?
Yeah. Should have known better.
Also, Havoc 89, the Thunderdome cage match. I fucking love the Thunderdome cage match.
I was gonna bring that up. That was the first Havoc that they uploaded to the WCW channel. And if you haven't seen it, try to find on YouTube one of the early promos for that show that you won't find on the network or Peacock or ESPN if you can find that QR code. It's them building the Thunderdome, but with Hell's Bells by AC/DC playing, and it's like the coolest shit ever. Like it's such a unique promo, and it gives a lot of like cool vibes to it. And they can never put that on anything else. I want to say it was on the VHS copy, but to intro the show. But I love that because licensed music is tough to, unless you're Tony Khan. Really, it's hard to come by these days. So celebrate it when you can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best. And then of course 90 for me, the Steiner brothers and the Nasty Boys just beating the dog shit out of each other for 15 minutes is.
Do you like the orange ring or the orange ropes red ring?
Yes, 100%.
I thought that was an interesting thing. And the Barry Windham subbing in as a Sting was always fun. It's Halloween. Like they played up that it was a Halloween. It's spooky. Who knows what you're going to see? It was a guy cosplaying a Sting.
Yeah, and look at the sets when WCW took off when Bischoff was in charge, and they ran in Las Vegas. Like those sets are iconic. They're awesome. The giant fucking pumpkin,
the Slim Jim turnbuckle posts that look like Slim Jims. I love that stuff. All of it. The graveyard, seeing Invader Cactus Jack when Vader and him go into the one grave, he comes back out and he's bleeding, but he's like stumbling out of this grave site. It's right out of a movie. It's unbelievable. And people say WCW couldn't be cinematic.
WCW, look, Halloween Havoc. A lot of people think Starrcade. I think Halloween Havoc was the pay-per-view.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff has brought that up. They've said that, the tentpole events are this and this, and Starrcade's their big one. But he goes, you know what? I actually think Halloween Havoc was that. And when you consider like Eddie and Ray happened there, you think of the main events that happened at Halloween Havoc: Savage versus Hogan, or Piper versus Hogan, the DDP Goldberg, Flair Hogan. A lot of huge main events took place at Halloween Havoc.
Goldberg Chronic.
You had the first worked shoot with Sting and Hogan in '99 before they did it again for Bash the Beach 2000.
Do you think NXT has done it any justice?
I like that they do Havoc. I like that they do the Great American Bash, and they did In Your House. I like the homages. I think Halloween Havoc, out of all of them, they took maybe the most care. When Shotzi was there, they did too. Like it's full-fledged, like spin the wheel, make the deal. Like I like if you're gonna take a property such as a WCW property and give it to someone, NXT is the right spot because it's more creativity and you're bringing it to a different audience. And it might bring someone like me who might not be interested in NXT. I might want to watch something because I love the Halloween Havoc brand and it makes things unique and they're going to go a certain way with it. One of my coworkers actually went to the one they had, was it last year or 2 years ago? It was in Hershey. He went to Halloween Havoc. I'm like, damn, I would have loved to have been able to say I got to go to a Halloween Havoc because I never got to, as I'm only 27.
So do you think that they're kind of missing the boat then by not having it be one of the major pay-per-views?
I just don't think, at least for me, I don't think they would satisfy what I would hope that they could do with the main roster. Like them doing War Games is enough for me. Like, and even then they're not doing a roof, so it's not even exactly what I would prefer. No one's ever going to do World War III again. Like stuff like that I kind of was like, that'd be really cool. WWE probably won't. AEW will likely make homages to it, but they even more so will lean towards the ECW side because Tony Khan's a huge ECW fan. So I'll take what I can get, or I'll just have the WCW YouTube channel.
How do you feel about Battle Bowl?
Love Battle Bowl. I love Battle Bowl.
That's the right answer.
I love Starrcade 91 and 92, and it was that the creation of Super Brawl, things that Dusty loved combining football and pro wrestling, and the Battle Bowl was a part of that. Having it be a ring, and Slamboree 96, they also did Battle Bowl, but we don't, that's one of the forgotten ones. I am a fan of the Battle Bowl standalone pay-per-view in November of 93. There's a crazy bump that Flair takes. He's laying on the stage that's connected to the ring, and his legs are pretty much wide open, and Vader gives him just an elbow straight to the family jewels, crown jewel, right there on the ramp. And it's it's a stiff ass elbow, and he screams out in pain. That's what I vividly remember about that show. See, outside of the potential sexual harassment with Fifi and Mean Gene Okerlund.
I really think that's what they should do for these crown jewels, is just make them Battle Bowls.
Well, I always thought that at Starrcade 91, they kind of did it the right way, where you can make it a work, but still give crazy tag team pairings. Like when they got to Slamboree 96, they announced ahead of time, you're going to see, was it the Public Enemy on opposite teams? And I'm like, well, why would you if you could pick a name and say who's on it and that'd be a work, but the names that you pick could sound crazy and random. And I felt like they never honed in on how cool that could be. At least the first Battle Bowl at Starrcade was interesting in that regard, because you did get some unique matchups. I felt. I'm glad you brought that up. As we go through the year of what the WCW YouTube channel puts up, because it's only been around, I think, since March. I'm waiting for November, because that's where you could see that Battle Bowl show or New Blood Rising, Mayhem, some of these random November shows, World War III.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, they might do some old Starrcades too, because those took place on Thanksgiving, but I think they'll save those probably for December.
Nice.
So I'm all in on WCW, as you guys are well aware of through the time that we've known each other. But I'm always willing to bring it up.
It's always great to talk about it. Look, you can never beat the nostalgia. You mentioned the Crown Jewel this weekend, 5 matches. We did picks. We went, all of us went 4-1. Brundo went 5-0. How did you? He took Bronson Reed. None of us took Bronson Reed. Okada and Roman Reigns beat everybody in the world of professional wrestling, and Bronson Reed gets victories over both guys.
I think I was also on that Bronson Reed train, but I also felt that, hey, it's in his home country, so therefore he's probably going to lose. But at least for WWE, that's what they normally
that guy's
like to
not
do.
there anymore, so I feel a little bit safer
very
taking him.
Well, right, and Rhea Ripley got the win, so it was all good for the countrymen and women. But I felt the show. You said 5 matches, the Triple H special. That's what they normally fall on, and I can't hate it. And even what I like best is you guys said, 4-1, 5-0. Just because it's predictable doesn't mean it was going to be bad. And I felt that every match brought what it needed to. And I guess specifically with what happened on Monday Morning Raw this morning with Seth Rollins, I'm not sure if that was because of an injury or what, but the fact that the show went off the air kind of just with him winning the match and the Crown Jewel title, I didn't hate it, because normally we've been conditioned to what turn are we going to have, what return, what swerve, and it kind of just went off the air. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. There's plenty more PLEs to have shock value. So I enjoyed the show overall.
Did you were you set the alarm at 8 a.m.? Were you up 8 a.m. but early on Saturday to watch this?
Well, yes, only because I worked. I was at work, so I had it on at work, and then that was great. That was pretty much it. I got to enjoy it. Normally, whenever the Crown Jewel shows, in Saudi, it's a 1 o'clock start on the East Coast, so that's not as bad. And 8 o'clock isn't great, but at least I got to see it. And the Rumble being in Saudi, that's going to be a unique afternoon Royal Rumble, so that'll be fun. And that's also thinking ahead to the WrestleMania out there. That's where I really think AEW should capitalize on that weekend and have a night show that night for, what pay-per-view they want to put on, but they could take advantage of that evening time slot, assuming WrestleMania will be during the middle of the day.
Yeah, no, I don't. I would be surprised if he did not take advantage of that and bring, like, since WrestleCon is a thing that's usually associated with WrestleMania, I would not be surprised if he did a WrestleCon type deal.
Yeah, Starcast, they usually
do it all. Yeah, do both. Capitalize on it. So many people are willing to work, and if they're not going to go to Saudi, you could capitalize and finally take a stake after WWE has counter-programmed them how many times recently. It's going to be their biggest show. Why not do something and support pro wrestling instead of just AEW? And it's going to look better for everybody involved. Everybody will get a payday. A lot of eyes will be fixated on that. And I know a lot of people will be mad that WrestleMania is in Saudi when it comes time. They're already mad now. So whenever it comes time to watch some other shows, people will be more than willing to watch those other shows and not, give WWE what they want.
I ain't mad.
Not at all.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it.
Fucking WrestleMania at 1 p.m. Yes, please.
I'll be hyped for that. I will be
5 o'clock. Fucking WrestleMania is over. I got the rest of the night to do what the fuck I want. Hells yes.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Even though I'm 27, I can remember afternoon pay-per-views in the 90s. They had, I think WrestleMania 9 was there in the afternoon. A couple of Royal Rumbles were in the afternoon. SummerSlam 94 was on a Monday night.
How is that possible if you're 27?
I'm not 27. I'm 32. And I don't remember them, but I've done the research, and I do recall them being brought up in the time. You said I was 27.
I was going to say, I was just going to try to bust you there, but
it's okay.
Well, I got my eye on you there, Juice.
That's okay. I was 12 when WrestleMania was on a Monday. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I always like to coincide that, like, I was born in January of 93, and so is Monday Night Raw. So as long as Raw's going, like, it's paralleled to my life. It's a couple weeks later, but I always found that to be a pretty cool thing as a wrestling fan.
So you and old Dave Meltzer had a little back and forth yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because one of my, co-hosts he comes into my show, Josh Eisenberg, had a spat with Meltzer, and Meltzer actually blocked him. And
what a bitch.
And I've always, like, I don't know where you guys fall. Everybody's different. I mean, I love Twitter for the fact that I can talk to any of these, like, higher profile people you might not get a chance to so easily. Like, if I throw a question out there, he could just repost it, quote it, say something. And I like having banter with these people that I only, back in my day, I only used to read about or, look up things about. And now it's an open forum to kind of talk. And I like being able to do that. And, I've met Dave once. I got to go to a PWG show back in 2017. And he was 2 seats down from me, and he had a huge spiral notebook taking notes, and it was the most surreal thing. I'm like, this dude's really doing this. I can't imagine him doing it any other way. So it was cool to have that interaction. I've had a few with him in the past. He's always been nice to me and cordial to me. So treat me well, I'll treat you well back.
That's very easy way to live. You treat people well, and they treat you well, and everybody seems to be happy. Juice, what's coming up on the Juice Box the next episode, buddy?
Well, it's Wrestle Dream prediction time. I'm sure it's going to be another stacked AEW pay-per-view. No matter what you think of their TV, their pay-per-views are always loaded. So at JuicySteen on Twitter, the Juice Box with Juice Springsteen, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Piggybacking off of last week, myself and Andrew Baydala were featured on the Wrestle Purists channel at 2:30 on Thursday Eastern Standard Time for our Drew and Juice show. So check us out there, assuming we have that slot again. And we'll probably have predictions there as well. I also want to plug the Conrad Thompson SIP series, the interview I had with him, about an hour and 15, hour 20. I got to talk with him about his life, just growing up as a wrestling fan and now doing StarCast, bringing Tony Schiavone back to wrestling, marrying into the Flair family. a lot of cool stuff. So check that out. And man, I love coming into these shows. I love coming in and talking to you guys. You guys are always a hoot. And you guys let me babble on about WCW. I tell Kyle from Apron Bump all that all the time. It's one of my favorite things is to come on to a show instead of just host one, because I feel, you guys give me the floor and couldn't be more thankful for it.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Juice, because I love coming on a lot of things myself.
Like Hoots.
Sorry, yeah, Hoots, Cheeks,
CM.
He just he puts us over. He says so many nice things. He plugs everything that he's doing, and then we're just right off the dick and cum jokes. Jesus Christ.
He said he was always having a good time here. I just wanted to make sure he was leaving having a good time,
I always do, and I always
Did someone
will.
say hitters?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know about HK, but I wouldn't pass that up.
Juice, you're great. This is always
The
a blast.
best.
I always look forward to having you on the show, and
Appreciate it, fellas.
keep fucking crushing it, man. I love to hear that you're doing great. That's awesome stuff.
I appreciate it, and I can't wait to fill out that ballot for the Hall of Fame.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I like to see that. I got it, and I was looking it over, and I'm gonna take some time to mull over my decisions because they're very important, and I want to make sure my vote counts.
Well, you have until December 1st, buddy.
Got plenty of time. I'll be watching a lot of World War III in the background as I anticipate who I put in the Hall of Fame.
Fuck yeah.
I hope it's we didn't put any of the World War III staples on the ballot. I don't think they made it there.
No roadblock or
No Cyclope.
No Vianos.
No El Dandy.
Piano 4 or 5.
Silver
Yeah.
King?
No Silver King.
no silver.
I don't think so. There's quite a few good names on there, and to only have a minimum and maximum limit, I'm going to have to really think it over astutely.
Yeah, it was. We put a lot of outside. There are a lot of dick and fart jokes on the show, but we put a lot of effort into this to make sure that we're taking this Hall of Fame pretty seriously.
As you should. Hall of Fame instead of Hall of Very Good. I prefer a Hall of Fame that actually, is one, and people are really deserving, and not just, the Bushwhackers. No offense to them.
Well, what the fuck?
The Bushwhackers are not a Hall of Fame tag team. Come on.
Look at the body of work.
The full body of work they are.
As the sheep herder, you want to talk Meltzer as one little factoid to close out the show or my segment. The Bushwhackers are one of, if not the only, team that has a 5-star match and a negative 5-star match. How about that?
Them versus the Fantastics and them versus Sheik and Volkov.
That sounds about. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's and as a team, the Hall of Fame kind of for WWE at least. If you were over, you're probably getting in. Like that's really the credential, because they didn't do much as a tag team in the WWF, but they're very memorable, and I think that kind of counts, especially for legacy teams. So it is what it is. But Shining Wizards Hall of Fame is going to be a little bit more dignified than that.
That's right. That's what we're going for, Juice. Juice, always a pleasure, man. Enjoy your Monday night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for we might be talking World War III when you get back here.
If it's November, that's exactly what we'll be talking about. So appreciate you guys having me on.
Fuck yeah.
Always a pleasure. At JuicySteen on the Twitter machine. The Juice Box is everywhere you listen to podcasts, so check that out. And like you said, he's doing the Conrad Thompson interviews up there. He's got some stuff on Wrestle Purist, so follow the Juice. He's loose.
Always.
Juice, thank you so much, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night, man. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
You
Juice.
too. Enjoy, guys.
Thank you, Juice. The Juicy Box. The Juice.
The juice is always loose, just like my
Sure.
stool.